Hi, my name is Todd Berzer. I'm with the Oregon Sustainable Agricultural Land Trust. And today we're going to talk about hogs and black walnuts. Now, hogs can be a beneficial addition to a small, diversified, natural, organic farm, but profits can be thin, especially if you're purchasing grain mixtures that typically account for about half the cost of raising a hog to market weight. And replacing part of the hog mash with lower cost food sources can have a direct impact on a small farm's profitability. And one free or nearly free hog food source, and something that's locally abundant but often overlooked, is black walnut. Now, many urban and suburban lots have mature black walnut trees. They produce large amounts of nuts, and the residents may deliver these to your farm to avoid a dumping charge. But black walnuts can be harmful to grazing horses, and there's legitimate questions about their toxicity with hogs. And in addition, the hogs themselves don't always recognize black walnuts as a food source. Sometimes they'll just sniff at them, they'll sniff at the nuts, and then move elsewhere. So this video, what we're going to look at is three things. We're going to look at, are black walnuts safe for hogs? And then the second question is, how can you train your hogs to eat black walnuts? And finally, what about the flavor? So let's start with the first question. So, are black walnuts safe for hogs? So to answer this question, we asked some experts at swine nutrition at Michigan State University and Kansas State University, and the conclusion is that there's no known toxicity issues with black walnuts in hogs. So hogs have evolved eating nuts and other forest floor foods, and hogs are able to use black walnuts as a very high quality food source. Now, a second safety concern is about the walnut shells themselves. Could they rupture a hog's intestines? This doesn't appear to be an issue. The hogs spit out most of the shells before swallowing, and the shell fragments that are ingested, they could serve a beneficial purpose. The sharp edges may kill adult roundworms. So the second question is, how can you teach your hogs to eat black walnuts? As I mentioned before, hogs don't instinctively recognize black walnuts as a food source. I don't know why, but they need to be coached. And we used a fairly straightforward method. When the hogs are about 3 months of age, we crushed a handful of black walnuts, typically with a hammer. We'd crush them. This is the entire mixture, the green, the black holes, the shells, the nuts. It's a mess. And you feed that to the hogs. And gradually you start mixing in uncracked walnuts. And at about approximately 4 months of age, the hogs have strong enough jaws to bite open whole nuts. And at that point, if you've gone through this process, they'll recognize it as a food source. So the last question, what about flavor? Well, many niche pork producers in Europe and here in Oregon and the Pacific Northwest use acorns, they use chestnuts, they use hazelnuts to enhance the flavor of their pork. Now, these oil-rich nuts change the fatty acid content of the pork, and the flavor change may be most pronounced with older, less lean heritage breeds of hogs. Now, we raised Berkshire or Kurabuta hogs. Now, we haven't done side-by-side taste tests, but in our, admittedly biased opinion, our autumn black walnut-fed hogs just had exquisite flavor. So the bottom line is really that black walnuts can be an excellent supplemental hog food source for small farmers, really enhancing your flavor and increasing your profit. Now, farming, I'll just say one more thing, and that is farming is a learning process. We'd love to hear your experiences, your thoughts, your feedback, so contact us. The email address is here. We're with Oregon Sustainable Agricultural Land Trust. We look forward to hearing from you.